Fine then. Thank you. We'll start the session now. Okay. And good evening and good morning, guys. My name is Chandra. I was the instructor for the course. Okay. I had 11 years of IT industry experience. Okay. And even we have a 3+ years of teaching experience into the onlines. And we have almost 5 years nearly into the training field as well. Okay. It's a kind of part time we are doing all these trainings. Fine then. So coming to this AWS, before we start on AWS, so I just want to hear you from guys. So anybody from like you haven't started your career? Anybody as a freshers here in this session? Or you can able to give in a quick round of introduction from you. Like I just need your name and which technology you're working and how many years of experience. If you're in a fresher, just mention that. Thanks, Ram. You mentioned as a fresher. I can understand that. So, I mean, can you go in the queue? Like anyone else can start?
Yeah, Chandra, this is Pawan, right?
Yeah, as a Pawan, go ahead, Pawan.
Yeah. I work for CSC as a test manager.
Right.
So, yeah.
Thanks, Pawan. And how many years of experience we have?
Overall, I have around 10.
Okay, excellent. Okay, thank you. Go ahead, Raghu.
Hi everyone.
Go ahead.
Hi
For AWS, I'm the fresher.
There is some voice disturbance. I can't hear clearly.
That's why, guys, you have to be in mute, and whoever is going to talk, they have to unmute and talk. That will be easy for everyone. Fine.
Hi,
go ahead.
I'm Chiranjeevi.
Okay.
I'm a DevOps engineer having the knowledge and hands-on experience in 1 year. Right now working in Qualcomm.
Okay.
Actually I had a Linux Academy AWS session earlier, but right now we are not using in AWS because it's migrating from physical environment to AWS.
Right.
So I need to upgrade myself. So that's purpose I am approaching you.
Right then. Excellent. Thank you.
Thanks.
And anybody else? Chiranjeevi done. Thank you. And Lingachari, Raghu.
Hi Chandra, this is Raghu.
Go ahead, Raghu.
For AWS, I'm the fresher.
Okay.
And for Windows experience, I have around 6 years.
Right then. Thank you, Raghu. Lingachari.
Hi, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, I was new to the IT field, sir. I have experience into the accounts field only.
Right.
I was MBA graduate in 2013.
Right, then I can consider you as a fresher. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
I'm Venu, Vamshi, Sadaswa.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Hi,
Venu.
this is Venu.
Go ahead, Venu.
Yeah, Venu. I have 5 years of experience in Linux.
Okay, excellent.
And I'm working with 6 years. Just I wanted to update my knowledge in AWS.
Sure. Thank you, Venu.
Yeah, myself, Sadasiva. Okay. So I have experience in middleware administrator in Wipro. So I want to upgrade myself in AWS.
Right, Shiva. Thank you. And we had left only with Vamshi.
Yeah, my name is Vamshi. I'm working in system administrator. I have 2 years of experience.
Right, Vamshi. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. So anybody else? I missed it. Thanks, guys. Thanks for your introduction. Okay. So now we'll start about here. I can see few of the people from the system administration background. So I can see only 3 people as a freshers here. Okay. Just allow me for 2 minutes, at least 2 to 5 minutes maximum, so that I can cover all the basic requirements, so that everybody will be on the same page. Then we'll start. Okay. So as a fresher, like Ram, Vamshi, you have 2 years experience, and somebody mentioned like Naveen, I guess. So he's an accounts background. So guys, to make you understand, for the first 5 minutes I'm going to spend here. So Anybody, for example, Naveen, you mentioned you are working in a accounts industry, right? Somebody mentioned is a quality engineer. Somebody mentioned from a different domains. Okay. So in whatever the domain we are working, so why you are working? Is there any specific reason for that? Right? So you can see in the technology wise, you have a number of technologies. So what is the ultimate objective for each and every resource? To provide that particular client 100% success rate, right? We have to make sure that particular business to be up and running as always without having any downtime, right? So we can say that
Yes.
particular server should bring up and running as always. That's what our main objective, right? So in our olden days, like in 1980s or before that also, we don't have any latest technologies. We have only a physical server concept, right? So in this physical server, you will be able to run only on one application. You will not be able to run any multiple applications on any server. So you have in a physical server, that physical server, you have to run only one application. Are you able to understand me this point, particular point? Okay. If you want, I can give an example. In your mobile itself, you are running on multiple applications right now, right? But in the olden days, we don't have this kind of facility. You have to run one application using one physical server. That physical server, let's assume it may cost you 10 lakhs or 20 lakhs or 50 lakhs, whatever the cost it is. So this much of money you spend, but still you are limited to run only one application on your machine. Apart from this server, again, you need a database, storage, networking to keep your server up and running, right? So still we require other computing services as well. So where we are going to keep this all your computing services, that is called your data center. Everybody knows what is data center? So shall I take it as a yes? If anybody is not aware of it,
Yes.
just let me know so that I can try to elaborate it more. Okay. So not only data RAM, we can keep all our equipments in one location. That is called our data center, right? Where you are going to store your servers, right? That is called your data center. It's not only server, again, it will have all the equipments, like an hardware related equipments, it will be located in one location. That is called a data center. So now, okay, you have a server, you have a data center, and everything is working fine right now. If you can provide a guarantee to the client, your server, it won't go offline by any chance. Can you able to provide that kind of guarantee to the client now? Anybody? I can see somebody has a 10 years of experience. So can you please try to interact here so that the session will be good?
Tell me what is the question again?
So I'm just mentioned, I have my data center. I have one physical server. Everything is up and running right now. So if my client is asking us, so can you able to provide an 100% guarantee my application won't go by any chance? So as an
No,
engineer,
we cannot.
as a service,
We can't give it.
right?
No,
Thank
we
you.
can't.
Right. So we will not be able to provide a guarantee to the client. We will not be able to give a 100% guarantee to running one mission. So to provide a better solution, what is the best way we have? Is there any alternative way with us?
We have a cluster mechanism to avoid the single point of failure.
Right. So we have to provide a better solution. So we have to think about alternative way. For that, again, we have to give one more physical server because we don't have any virtualization in initial days, right? We have to keep one more physical server. In this case, let's assume your first physical server, it will cost you 50 lakhs. Again, you have to invest in a 50 lakhs to buy one more server. Then you have to keep it, each and everything should be a similar like your server 1 to server 2. Okay. Then again, you have to keep it everything as a redundancy like power, networking, and each and everything. Now let's assume it. You have two servers. You have one data center. It's providing a solution to the client. Now, can you able to give a guarantee to the people? 100%? Yes.
No.
We can't give a guarantee to the client, but if you compare with a last solution, still we can give some percentage of portion. We can give a high, right? but still there are chances it may go offline. Right. To avoid these kind of situations, we have to keep it our secondary data center. That is called our disaster recovery data center. Right?
Yes.
So coming to this point, if you have 2 servers or 4 servers to serve one single application in your data center one, when you're talking about disaster recovery, you have to keep it as a mirror of your data center. It means whatever you configured on your first data center or primary data center, right? You have to do everything in your disaster data center. Got it? You have to keep it each and everything as a mirror copy on your secondary data center. So what will happen here? Your cost is going to be double, right? How much money you spend for your primary data center build, each and everything you are going to repeat in your data center too. Got it? Is it clear, guys? So that your cost, it will get double, right? When you compare this option, whatever you created your disaster recovery data center, you are not sure when you are going to use it. Until unless your primary data center went offline, then only you need your disaster recovery data center. Otherwise, you don't require it. Got it? But we cannot say it doesn't require, because we have seen an example in last 2 years back. I can say in last nearly now 2.5 years right now. So I hope everybody remember Chennai issue. Like in Chennai, we had enough floods, right? Everybody remember that. Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay. Just
Yes,
if you want to make it clear about it, I can give an example. For example, you are running a. I mean, I hope everybody knows about Ola cabs, right? Let's think about if Ola running their data center based on Chennai location. Let's assume it. Ola data center is located in Chennai. They are running their cabs in entire India, right? If something happens to that particular location, like something happens to your data center, will you able to book your cab from Bangalore? Got it?
No.
From Delhi?
it's impossible.
Gurgaon? Pune? There is no issues in these areas. Only in Chennai location there was an issue. Understand? Everybody? As of being a
Yes.
fresher. So freshers, do you have any questions, guys, here?
No.
So anybody is having any question, just let me know. You can easily understand this. Even you have installed in your mobile. Okay, in your mobile is working fine, your internet also is working fine, but where they have hosted this application, that particular server should be up and running. Then only you will be able to access this app, whatever you have installed in your mobile. Clear?
Okay.
So due to this Chennai location issue, like in a data center issue, we will not be able to book any cab from across the globe, across the India, we can say. Got it? To overcome these kind of scenarios, only we required our secondary data center. Okay. Now, after some time, after many years, so technology has been grown up into the virtualization. So everybody knows about virtualization, how it works?
Yes.
Anybody is not aware of it, just let me know so that I can elaborate that. If everybody knows about it, I can skip it. Okay, I can give in a simple words. Now, if you are talking about a virtualization, how it works? Physically, like we have only physical server earlier. Once the technology has been once the virtualization has been introduced, so what you can do, you can virtually split your physical machine into n number of virtual machines, right? Whatever the resources you have in your physical server, that you can split into your n number of servers. The best example, your laptops, right? If you want to install Linux virtual machines in your laptop, yes, you can do that. But it's required in a CPU, storage, and everything. From where you are going to assign it? From your laptop only. So it is your physical server is your laptop. So from there you are going to create in a virtual machines. So you are going to share the resources which you have in your physical server into your virtual machines. Is it clear, guys? Is it clear?
Yes.
Thank you. Now, what are the challenges we have in a physical and virtualization technologies? Even we have in a physical infrastructure, we have some problems. Then we have been identified virtualization. Still, we are talking about other solutions like cloud. So why we have to think about it? What are the challenges we have in a physical IT infrastructure? So these many challenges we have. I'm just giving an example here, right? Even if it is an virtualization also, your virtualization has been enabled, but still that particular physical server, it may have some count. Okay. For example, what are the physical server you have? You can create virtually 200 servers or 100 servers, whatever it might be. Just take an example for 100. So more than 100 virtual machines, you will not be able to make it using one physical server. Is that right? So in this case, whenever you reach 100 servers, so what do you have to do? That's an example. You have already running in 100 virtual machines in one of the physical mission. You got a requirement from your application team to do some testing. They need one virtual machine. So how we can proceed it? Obviously, you have to reach your client to arrange one more physical server. Based on that, again, you are going to create a one more virtual machine, right? So your customer has to spend the money again for the physical server and the location. If it is enabled in a disaster recovery, then they have to look for another servers as well. Like this, your cost is going to be double. Like we have many issues like space, power, regular maintenance, each and everything you have to buy and you have to build it yourself, right? You can go in a bit elaborated way, power per cabinet, disaster recovery, everything we need in a money, right? To overcome these kind of situations, I mean, people is thinking about the solution for that, then cloud has been entered the market. So somebody has just mentioned here, they are already working into the DevOps roles, okay? And the rest of everybody is learning it. So can anyone tell me like what is cloud? A simple and short answer. Anyone knows that?
A group of servers.
Only servers? Okay. So
It's a service provider, sir.
sorry.
Service provider.
Okay, let me tell you. So now we have multiple options here in the cloud. Okay. So I hope everybody knows about earlier Gmail, right? Before Google Cloud, everybody knows about Gmail. But why it's not called Google Cloud? It's only Gmail. Okay. So there are limitations to provide the services. They are providing limited services earlier. That's why it's only Gmail. That's why it's only Google. Now they have entered the Google Cloud. Okay. We'll try to explain more about it. But coming to the cloud, any cloud service provider, if you want to become a cloud service provider, you have to provide a minimum 6 to 7 services, then only you will become a cloud service provider. So on top of it here, the first thing, pay as you go model. So you should not ask any vendors to pay the money initially, right? Let them allow your clients to use the services, then collect the money at the end of the month. And pay as you go model. So there is no capital investment. Let them use the services. They can pay the money, what are the services they have used and how many number of hours they have been used, and unlimited storage, right? On demand and self-service, at least in a monitoring tool, at least in a monitoring service, and notification as a service, email as a service, and the most important is scaling, right? When you are running your own data centers, like in a physical data center, when you need an additional services, again you have to buy, right? For example, whenever your service is, I mean, your web server is getting more overloaded, when you need an additional CPU or memory, right? You have to assign that it manually. When it's getting a less workload, again you have to reduce and you have to remove that from that particular server. Okay, you have to do that manually. Is that right? Any Linux admin also can answer it. Got it? Is that true? So for example, so any of the e-commerce website like a Flipkart or Amazon, let's assume it they are getting more workload only on the weekends. So obviously you need more resources on it, right? And similarly, let's assume it from Monday to Friday they don't have less workload. So they have to reduce the resources which you have been assigned. So this it can be doing manually. So instead of that in auto scaling, you can set up the requirements. So it will take care of each and everything. So even server launch, server termination, you don't require any teams. So earlier you might aware of it. We have in a server built teams like RFC teams. Did everybody remember? I mean knows about it? If it's a bigger companies called an IBM, Wipro, CTS, so they are keeping earlier only a server built teams. If any project having a requirement to build in a 20 servers, 200 servers, 2000 servers, this particular team is responsible for that. They are not going to look for the regular BAU activities. They will be involved only on the server builds. So like that also we have a teams. Right now it doesn't require because we will be able to build the server within 2 minutes. I will show you that. Okay. So these many features is required, then only they will call as a cloud service provider. And you can see these many teams are there earlier, right? The senior engineers can answer here. We have a middleware, database, security, networking, operating system, storage, backup. Like this, we have these many technologies. Each and every team, again, we have L1, L2, L3 supports and SMEs, senior SMEs, right? Like that. But right now, we don't require this many teams. It is going to be reduce the workload. Okay. And these are the advantages we have, guys. So there is no like a less or no capital expenditure if you use in a cloud, and pay as you go model. You don't need to pay anything as an extra. You just pay as you used. And shared resources, which I have already discussed it. So where there is one physical server, if you want to use it yourself, you have to spend the whole money. So instead of that, here you are going to launch one virtual mission. You don't need to worry about the whole physical mission cost. We can pay only for that particular virtual mission cost. So just an example, you can compare with again with your cab services, right? Earlier, like in olden days, when you needed a car, you have to buy it. There is no other option, right? After some time, you got on a lease or daily rental concept, right? Right now, you no need to take it as a per day rent also. Okay, whenever you want, on demand, whenever you want, from where to where, wherever you want, travel it. So you don't need to worry about the any other cost. You can book a cab, and wherever you want, you can travel it, and you can pay the money after you use the cab service. And again, pay as you go model. It's only for the minimum price, right? You're not thinking about the regular maintenance, nothing, right? Still, that is already happening, but still they have also got introduced. There is a different concept, shared pool, shared ride. I hope everybody knows about it, right? If you book a cab from 10 kilometers, earlier you're paying 100 rupees. Right now you're going to pay only 70 rupees. Got it? But here you just need to allow someone to travel along with you. Okay? And dynamic scaling. So when we have just mentioned, for example, Flipkart, let's assume that they are running in a 500 servers in regular days. When they need additional servers, when they are getting more business, like they are going to announce some big billion days kind of concepts. So this particular time they need more servers to run their environment, to run their applications. So these cases earlier they have a server build teams to be available. That particular team to be responsible to build all the servers, to make sure all the security checks and everything. On that activity day, everything should be up and running. So activity has been completed within 3 days. Let's assume it they have built additionally 300 servers. After this activity, they don't require these many servers. So what they're going to do now? They have to decommission. Otherwise, they have to keep on running that in an entire year. Without using that also, they have to pay the money. Even they are decided to decommission also, they have to follow the process. It will consume time, and as well as they have to pay the money for that project also. Right? So instead of that, here we have a technology called auto scaling. Whenever you need an additional instance, you just mention as a time, or you can mention as a your existing resources utilization. So based on that, any criteria, it will launch the instance or it will terminate the instance automatically based on your requirement. For example, if you mention morning 10 o'clock, there is an additional instance to be launched and it should get terminated by evening 4 p.m. It will work. And if you mention whenever my CPU utilization has reached 80% of the utilization, let's spin on 2 instances and it will get a spin off by whenever my CPU utilization is less than 50%. That is also can be done. And deployment time, we can launch an instance here within 2 minutes. I will show you that. Okay, like this we have many ways here. I mean many other advantages here. So I don't want to waste more time here. We have cloud service layers. We have 3 layers: application as a service, platform as a service, infrastructure as a service. So in this course, we are going to concentrate more on infrastructure as a service. Okay, if you are running your traditional IT infrastructure, you have to take care of each and everything, like your applications, data, runtime, everything. When you are moving into the Amazon with infrastructure as a service, you have to take care of only your applications and data, right? And as a service provider, Amazon will take care of your servers, networking, storage, virtualization, all the technologies. Okay. Now, any questions up to here, guys, from anyone?
So we are following.
Right then. Thank you. And again, this is an old slide, but still I'm talking about it. Okay. So as per the market, so I hope everybody knows about it, what is happening in the market. That's why you have been enrolled for this session. Thank you. And as per the market, like this is an information I have been collected from the Forbes magazine. So even if you want, you can type in Google Forbes magazine. It was written there. N number of jobs are getting affected due to the cloud skills, right? But if you know the cloud skills, any of the cloud technology, so there are n number of openings in the market that we need to discuss about it. But similarly, you can see the pay about the certification if you complete it. The course which we are going to discuss here, Amazon Web Services Certified Solution Architect Associate 1. Okay, if this is the one, the IS paid salary in the year of 2016 as well. Even if you want, I can pay here. Sorry. Okay, you can type like this, it will take you to here. So this is another. Right. So if you open for a different slide, it will take you into the yeah, this is in a Forbes magazine, right? You can cross check all these things. So I just collected that and as image, I just keep it here, right? This is in 2017 as well. Okay, fine then. So now to learn this course, anyone can learn, any of the IT professional can learn, because somebody just mentioned I was a Unix administrator, somebody mentioned from Windows administrator. Here we have all the technologies, right? Even we have a storage, backup and everything. Maybe as of now you are an expert into the storage, but you have to learn other things now. So anyone can learn this. So now if you're talking about why only Amazon, why can't other technologies, right? So Amazon is leading the market at the moment. They have 70% of the market. So this is again it's the old slide, guys. So it's almost 70% of the market, and rest of the 30% it has been occupied by all the other vendors, right? So if you're running anything in the leading of the market, so obviously you will get more number of opportunities. So anything you want to know here? So before we start any technical thing, here if you want me to talk, we have many options like who, okay. So these are the two guys has been invented Amazon Web Services, right? So it has been started in the year of 6, but officially it was in 2016, sorry 2006. Right now we are into the 2017. It's almost 11 years of journey right now. Okay, I will skip this. So here we'll work as a real time what we are doing it in the project. I'm going to explain that. So coming to the global infrastructure, Amazon is keeping their locations like 44 locations, right? Okay, they have 16 regions with 44 availability zones at the moment. So everybody knows about data center, right? Now
Yes.
here your data center is equals to your availability zone. Let me tell you. For example, this is your availability zone. It's equals to a data center, right? This is one of your data center. Right now they have multiple availability zones in one single location. Got it? This is my region. So in this region, they have multiple availability zones. For example, in India, we have a region called Mumbai. It has been launched 27th of June 2016. Okay. Currently, we have Mumbai region, 2 availability zones only. One at Chennai and another one is Mumbai. But if you compare with North Virginia, we have a 6 availability zones. In Singapore, we have 3. Like this. So these many availability zones we have with 16 geographic regions. Okay. And what are the services we are using? I mean, we are going to use that it may available any one region. It may not available any one region, any other regions, we can say. Okay. In this 16 regions again, so 2 regions is completely dedicated to the US government. This is not available for you when you're trying to work, when you're working actually. So here, if you want, you can count only on 14 regions. But if you see here, we are talking about on a 16. So rest of the 2 availability zones is not available for you because these 2 regions is completely dedicated to the US government, right? So this is not available for you. So but when you're going to appear an exam, the count is 16 is the right answer, right? But when you're working actually, so it will be displayed only for 14, right? Like this, if you want me to speak more, still we have an AWS security and all other stuff. Okay, I don't want to waste your time here. So I wanted to hear something about you guys from now. So if you have any questions or you have any expectations, if not, I will take you into the real time, like how you're going to work in the console. Anything as of now related? Whatever we discussed in this, if you have any questions, just shoot your questions right now. If you want, I can take at the end again the questions. Okay, anybody?
No.
No, not right now.
All good. Shall I proceed?
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you. So now, guys, some people will call VM virtual machine, server, right? So in the cloud, we are talking about an instance. What are the server you're going to launch? That is called an instance we are talking about here. Now, once you have connected this particular server, so I will be sharing the course content as well as how to create your AWS free tier account. Okay, here Amazon is giving some options so that you can create your accounts. Just cross check this URL, AWS amazon.com/free, right? So that you can set up your account, so that you can do the practice as well, so that we can help you out how to set up all these things. It's required either your debit card or credit card details. If you are going to create your accounts from India, it will be deducted from you in 2 rupees. Okay, and again that will be reverse you. I mean, it will revert you back in the same day. It's required your Gmail ID and as well as other debit card or credit card details. Even if you use credit card or debit card details, the money won't be deducted automatically. You will get a reminder, so you have to pay from your end. Right? What are the services you are going to use? Now here they have listed what are the services they are going to give it as a free for you to learn the things. Once you cross this limit, it will be chargeable. Right? So this is the dashboard for EC2. Now here guys, we have many services here. Right? So we can say 80 plus services we have, and still they are running a program called Reinvent right now. So they are going to release a few more 20 services soon. Okay. So now here we have a service called an EC2. It's an Elastic Compute Cloud. So here only we can see how you're going to launch servers, how you're going to work. Okay. An IP address, storage, snapshots, load balancer, auto scaling, everything comes under in this particular service. So this particular page, like in North Virginia, this is one of the region. This is my dashboard. If you want me to see that in a Mumbai, so I have to change the region like this. Go here and change the region. So this is for my Mumbai region. Let's see here. I don't have any instance right now. So I'm going back to North Virginia. Here I have 2 instances. Right? You have seen the difference, right? So it's not across all your access. It's not similar. It's like in a region level. Region level of access is different. And again, what are the services you are going to see here? It's again depending on the region. See here, we have a scheduled instance tab. So totally we have 6 tabs here. We have a scheduled instance. If you go back to Mumbai region, we don't have a scheduled instance option here. Clear? Anybody? Are you able to follow me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That is what I just mentioned. The services which you have, that it may available in one region, it may not available in another region. I just mentioned that somewhere. Okay, forget about that now. Now here we have another solutions, I mean like an understanding for you. Here we have a service called EFS in Mumbai region. Okay, to make you a better understanding. So now see here, EFS is not available in Mumbai region. It will be available on this region. So like this, these are the differences will be there, right? Now I'm moving into the North Virginia region. So here EC2 is the service. If you want, you can see these many services we have. So what are the services you want to work, that you can keep it like this and you can drag it, right? So I have selected like this in EC2. Now we are on an EC2 page. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to launch an instance, guys. And go here, instance. Right now I have 2 instances up and running. I'm going to launch new one. Here we have, these are the ISO images, like predefined ISO images. As a Linux admin can tell me, like if you wanted to launch any new instance, how we can proceed? Somewhere you should have an ISO image, right? Or using, we should have that, or else you can take a snapshot of your any of the existing running instance, right?
Yes.
Similarly here, Amazon is keeping us these many ISO images. You can see Amazon Linux, Red Hat, SUSE Linux, Ubuntu, okay, and other Windows machines as well. Thank you. and other Windows ISO images as well. Right now, I'm going to select Amazon Linux. Now, once you selected this ISO image, still you need a CPU or memory requirements, right? For that, we are calling about is an instance type. Here, Amazon has kept predefined configuration setup here, like one CPU, 1 GB memory, and you can see 4 CPUs and 16 GB memory, 32 GB memory, like 64, 128, 192, 384. Okay, even if you can scroll down, you can see it's a 488, 732 GB. Okay, still scroll it, you can see 976. Now here we have 1952 GB, right? So 3 months back they have launched new instance called 3904 GB. It's almost, we can say it's in a 2 TB instance. This is for a 4 TB instance, right? And again, in this 2 TB they have two different variations, 64 and 128. Memory is same, only the process is getting changed. Like this they have. So now you can select anyone, but if you selected other than T2 micro, it will be chargeable for you. Whatever they mention in AWS free tier account, they have mentioned it's only for T2 micro instance. Okay. Other than this, if you selected anyone, that will be chargeable for you. Now I'm moving it. I'm just moving further. Here you have to mention how many instances you want to launch, and network you have to keep it in a default right now. So as I mentioned, in this particular location we have 6 availability zone. So which one you want, you can select it. Where you are going to launch an instance, you are giving an instructions. So I'm selecting US East 1A. Okay. Now auto assign public IP. So earlier when you are going to work in your organizations, you have a security or network team, right? When you wanted to build any server, you have to reach the people, then get an IP address. Is that correct?
Yes, that's true.
Okay. You are a Linux administrator or a Windows administrator, whatever it might be. If you want if you want to build a server, you should get a IP address. So you have to reach for the other team. Now here you don't need to reach anyone, as we discussed, it's an on-demand, self-service, right? So I don't want to discuss with anyone. So what Amazon has did here, they have kept in a bunch of IP address in the pool. So whenever you are going to launch any instance, it will definitely give you an IP address. But you are not sure which is the IP address you are going to get, or even which is the IP address range you are going to get it. But definitely it will give an IP address for you, right? Now we can say shutdown behavior. I'll be keeping in the stop mode, and enable termination protection. So if you wanted to enable like a termination protection of this particular server, we can select this. So until unless you remove this option, no one will not be able to terminate this particular server. And monitoring, I hope everybody knows about what is monitoring. Okay. Now, if you want to keep your server into the monitoring, you can select in one single checkbox. If you want, you can do that individually also. We'll do that later. And tenancy, whether this servers where you're going to build, that is in a virtual machines you need, or you need in a physical servers, or you already having a physical server. If you select in a shared where there is a physical server, it will be sharing with a number of people. From there, it's going to launch one virtual machines for you, right? If you need in a physical server, you can select that. The other one, if you want, you already have in a physical server. From there, you are going to launch all your virtual machines. We can select that. I'm going to select on the shared right now. Add storage. Whatever the ISO image we selected initially, to keep it that, it will took automatically required storage option, right? So required storage size. So Amazon Linux, it's taken 8 GB. If you select Red Hat Linux, it will take 10 GB. So based on the requirement, it will show. But still, if you want, you can allowed to extend this size. Don't try to reduce the size. You know, right? Why? I mean, if you reduce it, what will happen? Tags. Here you can add a number of tags to the server. You can add up to 50 tags per a server. So maybe you can keep server 1, server 2, server 3 as a name. But still, if you want to keep it, it's in a production server. If it is an internet banking server, okay, it is in a payment gateway server. Like that, if you want to add anything, you can add it here. And configure security group. So if you wanted to communicate this particular server through SSH or through, we will be able to do it in a partition. If you want to make this server as a web server, you need an HTTP or HTTPS. That you can select like this. You go here, you can select, and the protocol automatically it will take. And custom anywhere my IP we have. So we are going to connect this in a publicly. So we are going to select an anywhere. So where you can see 000, it's in a public. So you'll be able to communicate directly from anywhere. Review and launch. This is in a review page, guys. So I'm going to launch this. So I'm making this. These are my existing keys. So this is also one of the important point. So I'm going to create a new key here. I'm making this. Okay. Key name. I'm just making it like a AWS demo. Let it be. Now I'm going to create a new key like this. Once I have downloaded this key, I will be able to launch this instance. So if you want me to communicate this particular server, which we are going to launch this recently, okay, this is the one. I'm making this server as a server 1. Okay, so if I want to communicate this server, I have to convert this key in a different format. So whatever the key I've created, right? Let me put it here. Okay, let me put, okay, here I have keys. So I'm going to keep this my key here. AWS demo.pm. Whatever the key you downloaded, that's in a .pem format, that we have to convert into the .ppk format. So now for that, we need a software called partition load. So here we have keys. So you have to go into the all files. Then this is my key. Select. Okay. Save private key. Click OK. Then you can give the same name or different name. That's fine. Okay. Instead of demo, I'm just using this one. Save. So what happened here? So there are two keys we have. So this is the one. This is the original one which you downloaded under .pem format, and the other one which you created, that is in a .ppk format, right? So now I'm running my Windows machine. So if I want to communicate this particular server, then I need a converted key. So this is the server is launched right now. So if you want, you can see instance ID, instance type, availability zone, status, and everything is showing. Even the time also when it has been launched. So now if you want to communicate this server, select the server, scroll down, here you can see the IP address. So this is my IP address of the server. I'm trying to communicate here, right? And SSH, you can go authorization. Here you have to browse the key which you kept here. Now my key is located here. So this is my key. Select. So now you'll be able to communicate this particular server. Here we have a user called ec2-user is the default username. So it won't ask your password. So here I just mention my username. I'm not even giving any password. So I have been communicated here. Got it? So like this, you'll be able to launch an instance. You can communicate it. So any questions up to here, guys?
Fine, go ahead.
Right. So like this, once you created, if you wanted to add any additional storage for this, here we have a tab called volumes. Okay. I'm going to create a new value. So just an example, I'm going to create a 5 GB value, right? So here we have to make sure which availability zone you are going to select. So I'm going to select my availability zone US East 1A, right? I'm selecting this. Then I'm going to create a value. Once you create a value, just refresh this page. Here you can see the new 5 GB value. It's under available status. It means it has not been associated to any server. See here, there is no information. But if you see other servers, it has been associated to some other servers. Now I wanted to attach this to my server. Select actions, attach value. You can go here. I wanted to attach this to my server 1. Then you can attach. Right? Once you are done, you don't need to do it anything from the server end. Go here. Okay. If you're not sure, so once it is attached directly, just refresh and you can see here directly it has been attached to the server 1. Got it? And the status also has got changed to in use instead of available. Now if you want to see that in a server end, just run a command fdisk-l. Right? So this is the root VG value which you have, 12 GB, and the one which you created right now, it's in a 5 GB. Okay? Clear? If you want to create a PV right, using this PV, you can create. Even if you want, you can create a VZ. We can create. Right? Clear? Any questions, guys, up to here? Sorry, any questions here from anyone?
Yeah, fine.
Thank you. So now earlier what we have, like here, any Linux admin?
Yes, I am.
Right. So in this case, we have created an VZ. You have a 5 GB volume here. You have created LV and you have created a file system. Right?
Yes.
My file system has reached in a 5 GB. I mean, I've created with 5 GB. It has already reached in a 5 GB now. It has got filled. Right?
Yes.
I wanted to extend this space. So how we can proceed now?
If it is a VM, we need to increase from data store. We have to add it to the VZ.
Right. Okay. You mean to say you have to talk to the storage people or you have to talk to the virtualization team to get an additional storage?
Yes.
Right?
VMware team or storage team.
Either VMware or virtualization team, you have to coordinate some other teams. Then they will assign a space for you so that that particular space again you will get in a one more volume here. Right?
Yes.
So you will get one more layer here.
VZ.
Again, you have to create a PV and you have to extend your VZ. Then you have to extend your file system. Clear?
That's true.
So you have to follow that. Even Amazon also has followed the same process until 2016. In the year of 2017, February 13th of February, like 1-3. Okay. Amazon has introduced a new feature. You no need to get n number of volumes here. Each and every time you are going to get this number of volumes, what will happen? Your n number of volumes is going to be increased more. The count is going to increase, right? So you no need to do all these steps. You can extend your existing volumes itself. So you can do your live value modifications without having any downtime, without stopping your server, without unmounting your file system. You can try to extend your file system. Okay? Or you can say directly you can extend your value, right? So for that, this comes here. This is your 5 GB value. Select, right? Actions. Here we have a tab called modify value. Now, here we have right now we have a 5 GB. Don't try to reduce it. If you want, you can extend it in a 6 GB or 7 GB. I'm going to make it in a 7 GB now, right? And modify. Right. Okay. So here immediately you can come. You can see here. Once you are done, it shows in optimizing, modifying, complete. 3 stages it will be there. Okay. So earlier it's an available status. Then we added it here. It's an in use. Right now in use but optimizing. Still it's not optimizing state. So based on the size, it will take in a minute. It's not more than that. Okay. But if you come down to, if you come back to the server, run the command again. So earlier we have a 5 GB here. Is that right? Even if you want, I can scroll down. So scroll up, I can see here. It's a 5 GB. Earlier we have, right? 12 GB and 5 GB. Now,
what about the data? It will be formatted, right?
no, it won't be formatted. It will be there. Okay. So that is the option they are giving. So now we have a 12 GB and still the 5 GB has been modified into 7 GB, right? But when you run the command PVs here,
then no need to go for creation any PV, something like that.
nothing,
Directly
nothing,
we can increase the
nothing. Nah, for that there is a different command I will show you now. Might be you are aware of it. Okay. So 5 GB it has got 7 GB here, but the PV which have been created, it has not been modified, right? For this, there is a command called PV resize, right? You have to run this command.
Yeah.
So that what will happen? Here you can see the count. One physical value has been resized. Okay. So now you run the same command. You can see 7 GB right now. Got it?
Yeah.
Earlier it's 5 GB. Now it has got changed to 7 GB. So it has been introduced in the year of 2017, guys. So earlier it is not available. So once you are done,
Okay.
you are not allowed to do a modification immediately. For example, right now it's 7 GB, right? I wanted to make this a 9 GB now. Okay. So before you do, even if you want, you can cross check here. It's an optimizing state. So let's assume it has been completed. Right now it's an optimizing. It won't allow you. Okay. But let me try that. Let me show you. Modify value. So instead of 7, I'll be making it 9. Try to modify. Okay. Here it will get an error here. I mean, you will get an error here. Got it? So it cannot be modified. State in optimizing state, right? So even if it is not an optimizing state also, even if it is completed, still you are trying to do that also, it won't allow until your next 6 hours. So once you have done any value modifications, for the next modification, you have to wait at least in a 6 hours right now. Okay.
If is the case, if we require an emergency,
right?
Okay, that time can we add as a volume?
Yes, you can do that. That always available, right? So what
we
I
have
mean,
some scenarios, right? Instantly.
what I mean to say here, you have to do in a forecasting, right? So you are forecasting like in a 5 GB, you have expected only 7 GB. You did that, okay? Then again you realize, okay, I need one more like a 2 more GB, right? That you can create a value, you can assign it, okay? But if you do the right forecasting, you no need to worry about it. Yeah.
Good.
Fine. So once you are done this, it will not be available for the next 6 hours to do the modifications right now. Why I am using right now the word? Because it may get changed in future. So always Amazon is working with, so for Amazon, they are the competitors, like that they are working. Okay. So if other service provider is going to provide the live volume modifications can be done in a 5 hours. So that people will think, okay, Amazon is 6 hours, the same option we are getting in Azure, it's a 5 hours. Okay, people may move, right? So instead of that, same question, Amazon itself, they are putting it. So they are thinking about it. So how we can try to reduce this price, reduce this time, both ways. Okay. Not only the timing, they are trying to reduce the price as well. As long as when you're getting a less price from Amazon, you won't move for the next cloud or next any other opportunities, like any other alternatives, right? So all the services, all the timings, it is going to be keep on reducing in future, right? So always they're trying to do better solutions here. So right now it's 6 hours. Maybe in future it might be in a 30 minutes or 20 minutes or 15 minutes also. Okay. Maybe you can do it in a n number of times also. That my option also will come. But right now it's you can't do that. You have to wait in 6 hours. Right. Now we'll see one more. For example, this 7 GB volume or the 1 GB volume, whatever it have, we have already been assigned to some other systems. It is having some data, but I don't want to remove this data from this particular mission. For example, this is in a 7 GB one. Okay. I don't want to remove this data from here, but I need this data to be presented in a different server or different region. right? So in this case, we have an option called snapshot. So as an image, you can go here and you can create a snapshot. I'm just naming it snap one something, so that you can create a snapshot here. Once you done this, it will get created under snapshots. Okay, so here you can see owned by me, public snapshot, private snapshot. So if you go for public snapshots, you can see the old dates as well, like previous images also is there. 2012. Okay, here you can see 2015, 2013. Okay, even 2012. So these are the public images we have. So when you created any image, if it is a public, anybody can able to use it. So if you don't want to use that, okay, what you have to do while transferring this from this location to any other location, we have an option called modify permissions. Here you can make it as a private. So if you want to make it as a private, so you have to provide other person account number. If not, you can select as a public, then anybody can able to use it. So right now, whatever the snapshot have been created, that's under my North Virginia region. So using this, I want to create a value. I have to assign it at a different server. You can go here, you can create a value. If you want, this should be presented in a different region. You can go here, copy. Here you have to select your destination region. So here you have to
Means it is migrating
select your
migrating the
different
data.
region. Yes, exactly. You are trying to migrate this data from one region to another region, but instead of move, they kept the old code copy here. You understand, right? If it is a migration,
Yes.
the data will not be available in your source location. But here, they are giving this data to be available in your source location and as well as your destination location. Whenever you don't require, you can delete it. Now, I'll be selecting my destination region called Mumbai. Okay, we'll skip this and you can copy. Okay, so once you're done, it will be moved into your Mumbai region. Come here and go into the snapshot. So this is the one, snap one. It's getting created. Clear? I was in Mumbai region right now. Clear, guys?
Yes, clear.
I'm going back to North Virginia region. Okay, just wait for 15 minutes, guys, more. So somebody is disconnecting.
No problem.
Okay, so I wanted to make it very clear. That's why I'm taking this much time. Okay, now once you're running this many servers, so I mean we have other services as well. Now if you want to do in a command line, if you are an expert in a command line, I have launched a server through in a GUI as of now. If you want to do a similar job in a command line, yes, we can do that. Okay, so in this server we have to, I mean any one of the server you have to make it as a AWS CLI server. So it will take some time to explain that. So let's assume it once you have configured. So if you wanted to work with a command line, we can do that. I'm going to explain that. Okay, so I'm going to connect this particular server, SSH authorization. The key might be, I forgot the key. Okay, this is the key. These are the right key, guys. So I'm just checking the key. So here I have been used the key called IntelliPort-November is the key. I just kept somewhere. I have to search for that. 1 second. One second, guys. Okay, so instead of wasting the time, so what we can do, so whatever the server I have launched, so this will make it as a AWS server. Okay, maybe it will take time, so let's finish it. So now if you wanted to done this particular job, we have to, I mean, you know, right? So as of now, we work with some basic Linux commands, it's working. So if you want to make this server as a AWS CLI server, we have to install in a Python packages. I'm going to read it. I'm going to do that, sorry. Then once it has been configured, you have to cross check whether you have properly installed. So once you have been properly installed, you can list here in a Python packages, right? So these are the package, Python package has got installed. Now if you want, you can go here, cross check the Python version. It should be a minimum 2.5 and above, should not less than that, like in a Python --, version. Okay,
I'm not hearing your voice, Chandra.
right, are you able to hear me now, guys? Anybody?
Yes,
Yes,
Chandra.
I am.
Right then. So if you're not able to hear me, might be any one of the guys. So that isn't a problem from your guide. Can you please cross check that? Now I have installed in a Python. So it is showing like in a Python version 2.7. Right. So now once you are done that, so you have to cross check. You have to install one more important package that is called an AWS CLI Botocore. So this is the package. It will help you to work with your command line. Without having this package, you will not be able to work on AWS command line. So we have already done it. So it's getting displayed. Then what you have to do, you have to cross check that if you want. Then AWS CLI. So it will get display your AWS CLI package and as well as Botocore. These two packages was required. Fine. So once you are done, so for example, there is a command, guys. So to list all your one of the service AWS S3 LS. When I hit this, I'm not getting any output, but I'm expecting an output here. If you go here, there is a service called S3. Okay. If my command it will get execute properly, I should get an output here. For example, right now I don't have any output here. So I'm going to create bucket. Just very quickly, I'm going to do it. Okay. Right now I've created one bucket called CloudMinds IT. So this should get in this output. Okay. So I'm going to do it. Still I'm not getting. So for this, what we have to do, you have to configure your key and access key ID. Thank you. Now for this, you have to use your access key ID and secret access key ID. So for that, you have to go here. Here we have a tab called AWS Security Credentials. Okay. Here we have access key ID and secret access key ID. Okay. You should not share this IDs to anyone. So I'm going to hide this screen for a second. Even I'm going to stop. Sorry guys. So what I did, like I don't want to share the access key ID and the secret access key ID. So if anybody will try the same key, so they are not going to launch the servers in their environment. It will be launching on my environment. Okay. That's why I have been hidden that. So here what we have to do, you have to provide your command called AWS configure. So it will ask your access key ID first, then second tab AWS secret access key ID, then you have to provide region name. So in this we have a 16 regions, you have to provide any one region name. Okay, so that is your default region name. Okay, where you are not giving any command you haven't mentioned any region name, that particular service, it will launch on your default region name. Or else if you want to run particular job on particular region, obviously you have to mention your region name, right? I did that. So now once you run the command called AWS S3 LS, the earlier one, I'm getting an output. Clear? This is what I just created under my service called S3. Okay, here. So I'm going to create one more bucket to make you understand. CloudMinds IT new, like this I'm going to create. Right? This is a new one I have created right now. So here in my output I have a 2. So this is what I'm expecting in the command line. Let's go back, run the same command. I'm getting the new output as well. Clear, guys? Any questions up to here? Pavan, Ram, Raja, Sadasiva, Venu, anybody can respond? Okay.
No, you're good.
Yeah. Similarly, if you wanted to launch any instance also, so how many steps you have been followed to launch an instance, right? So instead of that, also we can do it in a one single command. I already frame a command. So right now, going back to the instances. Okay. So let me show you. So I hope it's getting delay for you guys. All right. So can we continue in 5 minutes now?
Yes, no problem.
Right.
Carry on.
Now, so in this instances right now we have a 3 now. 3 instances up and running right now. So I'm going to hit one more command. I'm going to going to launch an instance in the command line right now. Okay. See, I've already prepared a command. AWS EC2 run instance. This is your AMI ID, count 1, instance type T2 micro. Okay, this is the key name I have given, and subnet I have selected, and security group. So it's going to be launched on C1 of is availability zone. Okay, once you read it, just come back, refresh this page, and there is a new instance is going to be launched, and again you can see the other one, it's going to be launched. Clear? Your availability zone C, this one. Any questions? Even if you want to launch one more, if you have any doubt kind of thing, just hit one more time.
Fine.
It will get launched one more instance. Clear?
Okay.
So like this, if you wanted to play, you can, even if you want to stop, you want to terminate anything, you can be doing it in a command line. Right? That's up to you. Whether you do it in a command line, you do it in a GUI mode, that's depending on the environment, it will get changed. Okay? As a Linux administrator, you want to do the things in a command line, if you like that. Okay? A Windows people, they can do it in a GUI mode. How they want, they can do it. Okay? Yeah. Thank you guys. I'm done the session here. So I'm just waiting for the questions from your side.
Yeah, Chandra, just I want to ask one question. How
Go
does
ahead.
it help for a Linux admin?
So
Is
Linux,
it a good option for AWS or DevOps?
don't get confused. So even if you want to become a DevOps engineer, also you need in a cloud.
Okay.
Okay. So AWS is a platform like one of the cloud infrastructure. So now if you want to provide work with an only cloud, so AWS is the right option. Okay. So where you have multiple options, like if you want to become a DevOps engineer, so what will happen? From there you should know cloud. Okay. Here we have multiple options again. For example, AWS, Azure. Okay. You should know any one cloud. Then again, we have a CI and CD tools like SVN, Jenkins, Maven, all these things. Even Bitbucket, Bamboo.
Okay.
That should cover. And again, you have a configuration management. Chef, Ansible, Puppet. Okay.
Ansible.
Yeah. So in these 3 areas, you should have one, and even Docker and Vagrant also is there. So it's a combination of multiple tools is called a DevOps.
Okay. What about the Docker? Docker is relating to cloud.
Yes, that's not related to a cloud exactly. It comes under the DevOps roles. Docker and Vagrant.
Yeah. But also the Docker also something related to AWS. I mean cloud, right? Cloud technology.
Yes, exactly. But what you can do, Docker also you can install on these machines, like in any of the Linux machines. But again, for that, the people is using the cloud platform, if not in a physical servers.
Okay, fine.
Any other questions, guys, from anyone?
Is there any levels in AWS?
Levels we have on a, I mean, course has been designed, even certifications also, we have 5 certifications, like AWS Solution Architect Associate and SysOps and Developer. These 3 comes under an associate level. Okay. And the professional level, we have 2 certifications. Is it clear, Siva?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
And yeah,
thank you. Any more questions from anyone?
So we are covered which level now? So we are going to cover solution architect or
yes, it's a combination of solution architect and as well as your sysops.
Hello,
So
Chandra Raghu here.
Guys, can you please be in mute? Okay, go ahead.
We need Siva. So we need to learn any extra courses for this, like DevOps or anything else.
Right now, I can't say anything. So you can enroll for this course. So we are going to cover Linux and the little bit of Linux and as well as AWS here.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
Chandra Raghu here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Does this means do we require Linux commands for this to learn AWS?
Yes, I will be providing a document for that also. So it's completely in a complete Linux document we are going to share with you. Okay, wherever you want, we are going to talk about it. I mean, how it will be useful for it. For example, if you want to create users, files, and as well as VA editor, and as well as if you want to stop and start any services, right? And networking related, and even load balancer. We are going to talk all these things. So I'm going to talk about all Linux commands as well.
Okay. So this is a combination of GUI and
CLI both.
Command line.
Yes. Okay. Any other questions from anyone, or did I miss any one question as of now?
AWS, where we need to work on middleware.
Yeah, that we'll talk about more in detail.
Okay.
So it's taking already in a late time.
Okay.
Right. Yes, Ram, we are running online sessions.
And Chandra, what is the duration of this course if all of us are interested?
Yeah, this course will go in a minimum in more than a month, I can say. So 5 weeks it will take minimum. Sometimes it may
So
get
what about
extended.
the certification? I mean,
certification. Tell me what you are looking
at this particular program.
Yes, it's related to your solution architect certification only. So for this,
once after we,
yeah, go ahead.
Sorry to.
Go ahead.
Once after we finish this, yeah. Once after we finish this program, can we write the certification? I mean.
Yes. So for that, I mean, to clear my certification, I have prepared this many set of question papers, right? So each and every question paper, it will have 60 questions. Okay. So here it has been clearly mentioned question and answer, why this particular answer is correct. Okay. So kind of explanation also I put it here. I like this.
Okay, Chandra, that is fine.
Right.
Just my question is, once we gone through the training session, are we able to complete that architect?
Definitely,
Solution architect?
definitely you'll be able to clear AWS Solution Architect certification.
Okay, sure. Just I want to know that. That's it.
Yeah. So
And also, what is how many classes it will be? Duration is different, and the classes will be different, right?
Right. So duration and class timing. So for example, every day we are going to run a session in a 1.5 hour. Okay, minimum.
Okay.
So it will take more than 30 hours.
30 hours.
Yes.
Is this online or directly can come down to that class?
It's online. Even if you want offline.
Okay. If you want to offline, if you want to come offline,
you just talk with them, someone to whom you have interacted, so they will guide you on it.
Okay. And also the thing is, how much does it cost for AWS Solution Architect certification?
It's $150 an exam fee.
Exam fee 10%.
Yeah, $150.
Okay.
And Chandra, last question from my side.
Right.
As I told you, right, I'm purely, I'm a non-technical guy.
Okay.
Okay. So, non-technical in the sense, though probably I might have my degree and other stuff, but in my work, I started as a developer, but later moved into testing, and I am now into management role, as I told you, right?
Right.
So, I see it's all terminology, I forgot everything. So, will it be tough for me, or do you think it will be okay?
It's not tough for anyone. So here, even we are going to train for the freshers as well. Okay. So if you compare with them, so you have only forgot. They don't know, right? So we are going to train everyone. So that is not a difficult.
Okay.
I will make you understand. But wherever you're not getting follow, you're not able to follow me, just remind me so that I can explain more about it, so that you'll understand. If anything.
And where are you located, in India or US?
So I'm located in Bangalore.
Bangalore, okay. Okay, fine. Thanks, Chandra.
Right. Thank you.
Chandra, do you have your number, or do we need to talk to Venkat?
Yeah, you just reach to Venkat. No problem. Right then, you can take my number, or you can talk to Ramesh also. You can share my number. You can talk to him.
No problem. Just can you?
Right then. Thank you. Any other questions?
Excuse me, Chandrasekhar.
Yeah, hi. Tell me.
Chandrasekhar?
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, this is Niranjan. Can you provide the recordings daily of this video?
Exactly. So each and every session, once the session is getting completed, next 1.5 hour you'll get the session.
You directly upload to your drive, right, for each batch?
Yes. So we are going to upload on a drive. So we are going to share with you guys.
Okay, can you provide one complete demo class for us today?
Yeah. So whatever the demo we have done it right now, so we are going to share with you.
See, that means I need one demo. I want to see it, so not this. Okay.
No problem. No problem. Our demos is already available in the internet. So if you want, you can crash check that. Okay. So still, if you want the other demo, I can share with you.
Yeah, that means the middle section.
Chandra.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chandrasekhar.
Go ahead.
I need the middle section of your class. Okay.
Right then, we'll share it. We'll share it. I understand that. So instead of demo, you are checking for any other topic, right?
Yeah.
We'll do that.
Thank you.
Good day.
Chandra, one more question. Last one.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Can you provide your number?
Is it Venu, right?
Yes.
So I have already pinged you in the chat. Can you take that? Can you check your chat?
Sure. Yeah, right. I'll check it.
Right then. Thank you.
Bye.
Sorry, timings?
No, what would be the class timings daily if we have?
Timings is like 8 p.m. India time or 9 p.m. India time.
Okay, because 8 p.m. would be tough for me because I'll come around 9 o'clock only from office.
We'll make it 9. Is that okay?
Yeah. Can we make it 9:30 if it is okay, 1 hour daily?
Right, 9 I can fix it, but let me talk to other people so that we can start. I don't have any concern.
Okay, Chandra. Yeah, thanks.
Right then. Thank you.
I shared my email ID also. Just
Right then. So here, Vamshi, right? So can you please, everybody, can you
no,
put
this
your,
is Pavan. This is Pavan Chandra, not Vamshi.
Pavan, you already shared it, right, earlier. Okay. Okay, can you please provide each and every one your email IDs, guys, in the chat? Chavali.pavan. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Hello, Venu. Hello.
Yeah, tell me.
Yes, sir. Can you please provide your email ID? Once I will check with you on tomorrow, and I will provide all the information what you want, sir.
Right. I'll be closing the session. So anybody is having still any questions here? If no, thank you. Thanks for everyone. Thanks for joining the session. And happy learning. Yeah. Please reach us to if you have any other training requirements as well. Thank you.
Chandra, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chandra.
Thank you.